When you think about reggae, you probably hear Bob Marley's voice, maybe Peter Tosh's defiant chants, or Burning Spear's spiritual fire. But here's the truth reggae fans already know. The soul of this music isn't just in the singers, it's in the bass. The bass guitar is reggae's heartbeat, the instrument that carries the groove, the message, and the entire vibe. Without the bass, reggae isn't reggae. But too often, the great bassists who carried this music are forgotten. They don't get their names printed on the records, they don't get remembered on t-shirts, and sometimes, they don't even get paid for their genius. Today on CEtrends, we bring the bass back into the spotlight. We count down 15 of the most underrated reggae bassists, the unsung heroes whose lines shaped the sound of Jamaica and carried reggae across the world. These are the names you need to know. So sit back, subscribe to the channel, and join us as we journey deep into the roots, from Kingston studios to UK sound systems, to rediscover the men who made reggae pulse. You can share the love that I've been keeping. Boris Gardiner is best remembered internationally for his 1986 hit, I Wanna Wake Up With You. A beautiful ballad, yes, but it hides his real legacy. Long before that, Gardiner was one of the tightest bassists in Jamaica. Baby, you can put the music to my... At Studio One, Gardiner laid down lines on tracks like Real Rock, one of the most sampled and recycled rhythms in reggae. If you've ever heard a reggae song that feels instantly familiar, chances are you felt Gardiner's bass without knowing it. I want you to be the first thing that I see. But here's the irony. His later success as a singer actually overshadowed his earlier contributions as a bassist. Today, when fans talk reggae bass, they remember Family Man, Barrett, or Robbie Shakespeare. But Gardiner's fingerprints are just as deep in the DNA of reggae. I wanna reach out and know that you're there. Real Rock, Riddim, one of the most important bass lines in reggae history. Chris Meredith doesn't always get called in reggae conversations, but his bass lines have traveled across continents. He was the man behind the bass in Musical Youth's massive global hit, Pass the Dutchie. That song carried reggae into living rooms far beyond Kingston, hitting the UK, the US, and beyond. But Meredith wasn't just about crossover. He was a trusted session player at Studio One, crafting grooves that grounded the work of countless reggae artists. His style was versatile, sometimes hypnotic, sometimes melodic, always locked in. Musical Youth, Pass the Dutchie, 1982. In reggae history, we sometimes forget the diaspora, the role the UK, Canada, and the US played in spreading the sound. Erald, Englishman, Briscoe is one of those unsung ambassadors. Based in Britain, Briscoe worked with Ras Michael and the Sons of Negus, bringing Nyabingi chants and heavy roots bass to international audiences. His story reflects something important. Reggae didn't stay in Kingston. It grew roots in London, Birmingham, and Brixton. Briscoe's bass kept the roots sound alive in a new generation far from Jamaica, and that matters. Ras Michael and the Sons of Negus. None a ja ja children no cry.
It was written in my heart.
If you've heard roots reggae from the 1970s, chances are you've heard George Fullwood, even if you don't know his name. He was a founding member of the Soul Syndicate Band, the session group behind countless hits. His bass anchored recordings for Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Dennis Brown, Burning Spear, Gregory Isaacs. The list goes on.
To you, at first glance.
What made Fully special was his ability to stay steady but soulful. His bass lines didn't scream for attention. They built the ground that let the singers soar.
One I've been waiting for. Searching.
Dennis Brown, Westbound Train. When reggae moved from roots into early dancehall in the late 1970s, one bassist defined the new sound, Errol Flabba Holt. As a founding member of Roots Radics, Holt's lines were deep, heavy, and hypnotic. Think of Gregory Isaacs' Night Nurse, that warm but relentless groove. That's Flabba. His style wasn't about flash, it was about pressure. Holt's bass made sound systems quake and gave dancehall its backbone. For that alone, his legacy is untouchable. Gregory Isaacs, Night Nurse.
All right, CEtrends fam, let's keep it real. We're pouring our hearts into bringing you the best celebrity news and music deep dives. What? Check it. A massive 98% of you aren't subscribed yet. Subscribing is how you can truly support us, helping us grow and create even better content. If you're vibing with what we do, take a sec to hit that subscribe button. It's free and makes a huge difference. Plus, ring that notification bell so you never miss out. Let's flip that 98% and build this CEtrends family together. Your support is everything.
Before reggae came ska, and before reggae bass came Lloyd Brevett of the Skatalites. Brevett's upright bass lines gave ska its walking bounce. Ska's energy, its jazz influence, its push into rocksteady, all of it was powered by Brevett's rhythmic foundation. Yet when reggae fans talk bass, Brevett is often left out. That's a mistake. Without him, reggae would not have the DNA it carries today. The Skatalites, Guns of Navarone. Now, Robbie Shakespeare is more famous than most on this list, but even he remains underrated outside reggae circles. As half of Sly and Robbie, Shakespeare redefined reggae bass. He wasn't just keeping rhythm, he was inventing new grooves, using space, distortion, and echo to push reggae into dub, dancehall, and beyond. He played for everyone, from Black Uhuru to Grace Jones, from Gregory Isaacs to Mick Jagger. Yet in the mainstream, his name still isn't celebrated the way it should be. Black Uhuru. Guess who's coming to dinner? Of course, Aston family man, Barrett is legendary as Bob Marley's bassist. But here's the thing. Many people know his name without understanding his role. Barrett didn't just play bass, he designed reggae bass. His lines on Stir It Up or Could You Be Loved are melodies within the songs, unforgettable and essential. And his impact goes beyond playing. He mentored Robbie Shakespeare, passing the torch to the next generation. Family Man isn't just a bassist. He's the architect of the reggae bass language. Bob Marley, Concrete Jungle. Most fans know Leroy Sibbles as the voice of the Heptons. But behind the mic, Sibbles quietly built the blueprint for reggae bass. At Studio One, Sibbles played bass for the house band, the Soul Vendors. His thumb-plucking style gave reggae its rolling, melodic feel. In a sense, he wrote the grammar of reggae bass lines. Think about that. A singer whose hidden bass work shaped the entire genre. We've got to live some life That's why Sibbles deserves way more respect than he gets. The Heptons, Party Time, produced by Lee Perry.
I'd like to feel so fine with you, my love.
Lloyd Parks was everywhere. From the Revolutionaries to sessions with Dennis Brown, Culture, and the Abyssinians, Parks' bass is threaded through reggae's golden age. What sets him apart is his melodic instinct. His basslines didn't just support, they sang.
You've got to be official. And if you wanna
Listen closely, and you hear melodies inside the rhythm, subtle but powerful. Yet, like so many session players, Parks rarely got the spotlight.
officially,
Without him, Roots reggae would sound very different. Culture, 2/7's clash.
You know, bro, there's just something magical about listening to a reggae album on vinyl. The warmth of the sound, the ritual of dropping the needle on the record. It's a whole different vibe that digital just can't match. And if you've ever wanted to get into that classic vinyl sound, but didn't know where to start, I've got you covered. I've been checking out this Victrola Bluetooth portable suitcase turntable. It's the perfect way to get started with vinyl. You just pop it open, put on a classic album like Bob Marley's Exodus or Toots and the Maidles' Funky Kingston, and let the groove take over. The best part is, it's a suitcase design, so you can literally take your reggae vibes anywhere to the backyard, a friend's place, or just move it from room to room. And it even has Bluetooth, so you can stream music from your phone when you're not spinning records. It's the best of both worlds. This is a great starting point for any fan who wants to feel the foundation of the groove in a whole new way. If you're interested in grabbing one for yourself, I've put a link to it in the description below. Clicking that link and buying one is an awesome way to support the channel and help us keep bringing you more deep dives into the music we all love. So go check it out, and let's get back to the countdown.
We often call Aston Barrett the family man, but in truth, reggae has many families, and Lloyd Parks is one of its patriarchs. Parks wasn't just a bassist. He was also a singer, songwriter, and leader of We the People Band, a group that backed up dozens of Jamaica's biggest artists.
touch my hand and I'm a king. It's a miracle.
If you ever saw Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaacs, or Culture live in the 70s or 80s, chances are you were hearing Lloyd Parks' bass holding everything together.
And when you smile, the world is brighter.
What makes him underrated is the sheer volume of his work. He recorded with the Revolutionaries at Channel One, played on Joseph Hill's fiery vocals with Culture, and gave the Abyssinians Sada Masagana its heavy yet meditative backbone. Parks' playing is subtle, not flashy, but always melodic. He could make the bass line hum like a counter melody beneath the singer, almost like another voice. Essential listen. Culture, Innocent Blood, 1979. Also check Lloyd Parks' own tune officially. Now we go back to the very roots. Before reggae was reggae, before rhythms were standardized, Leroy Sibbles was already writing the grammar of the music. As part of Studio One's house band, the Soul Vendors, Sibbles crafted bass lines that became templates. Songs like Full Up, you might know it better as Musical Youth's Pass the Dutchie, started with his hands on the strings. His thumb-plucking style gave reggae its rolling, circular feel. And here's the kicker. Most people only know him as the lead singer of the Heptons. His vocal work is historic, no doubt. But in the shadows of Studio One, Sibbles was laying down the very foundation of what would become reggae's heartbeat. In truth, almost every reggae bassist that came after him, from Family Man to Robbie Shakespeare, owes him a debt. Essential listen, the Heptons, Party Time, Studio One Rhythm, Full Up. You grew up with the sound of reggae, the heartbeat of the islands. But this Halloween, It's your turn to bring that vibe back. From classic dreadlock hats to full-on Jamaican costumes, we've got the look that takes you straight to Kingston. No passport needed. Show up, stand tall, and let them know reggae never fades. Click the link, grab your reggae costume today, and make Halloween a celebration of the music we love. At number 3, we have one half of the legendary duo Sly and Robbie, Robbie Shakespeare. If reggae bass had a revolutionary, it was him. Where Leroy Sibbles built the blueprint, Shakespeare tore down the walls and expanded the house. His work with Sly Dunbar pushed reggae into dub, dancehall, rock, funk, and even pop. Together, they earned the nickname the Riddim Twins. Robbie's genius was his inventiveness. He didn't just play bass lines, he sculpted soundscapes. On Black Uhuru's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, you hear the bass not just holding rhythm, but driving emotion, almost like a drum. On Grace Jones' Pull Up to the Bumper, his groove turned reggae into club music without losing its roots. And yet, outside hardcore fans, Shakespeare's name rarely comes up. The mainstream will remember Marley, but reggae insiders know Robbie Shakespeare changed the game. Essential listen, Black Uhuru, Shine Eye Gal. Also, Grace Jones, Pull Up to the Bumper. If Robbie Shakespeare was the revolutionary, Aston Family Man Barrett was the architect. As the chief bassist and musical director for Bob Marley and the Wailers, he carried reggae to the world stage. But let's be clear, Barrett wasn't just playing bass lines. He was designing them, melodic, memorable, sometimes almost as famous as Marley's lyrics themselves. Think of Stir It Up, that bass line is the song. Think of Could You Be Loved? It's Barrett's groove that makes you move before Marley even sings a word. Beyond Marley, Barrett's genius lies in how he taught others. He mentored Robbie Shakespeare, passing along the craft and ensuring the heartbeat of reggae didn't fade. He also pioneered a style of bass that wasn't just rhythm. It was melody, it was emotion, it was a story within the story. Essential listen, Bob Marley, Concrete Jungle. Also, the Wailers, Lively Up Yourself.
All right, CEtrends fam, let's keep it real. We're pouring our hearts into bringing you the best celebrity news and music deep dives. What? Check it. A massive 98% of you aren't subscribed yet. Subscribing is how you can truly support us, helping us grow and create even better content. If you're vibing with what we do, take a sec to hit that subscribe button. It's free and makes a huge difference. Plus, ring that notification bell so you never miss out. Let's flip that 98% and build this CEtrends family together. Your support is everything.
At number 1, we return to the heavyweight, Errol Flabba Holt. Why Flabba? Because while Family Man took reggae global, Flabba carried reggae into its next era. As the bassist and co-founder of Roots Radics, Holt created the sound that defined late 70s and 80s reggae, roots, dub, and early dancehall. Listen to Gregory Isaacs' Night Nurse. That steady, hypnotic groove that makes the whole song smolder? That's Flabba. Or check Israel Vibration, Barrington Levy, and countless other artists of the time. Flabba's bass was the pulse that held it all together. What sets him apart is his ability to balance heaviness with simplicity. His lines are deep enough to shake a sound system, but stripped down enough to let space and echo do the talking. It's bass as a heartbeat, constant, unavoidable, essential. That's why Flabba sits at number 1. Because in reggae, the bass is the heart. And for decades, Flabba Holt was its strongest beat. Essential Listen, Gregory Isaacs, Night Nurse. Also, Israel Vibration, Why Worry? If you enjoyed this episode, then go watch this video.